Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, hands down one of the world's most fun places to party. But quality differs a lot, and finding the right nightclub the right day might be tricky. Don't worry, I got your back. Here are the 10 best bars, clubs, and parties in Rio de Janeiro. And as you know, there's only one way to start a day of party in Rio.
Bom dia! Sorry about the brief delay, guys. We are now back in Party Town, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Wait a moment. Oh yeah, now we can get started.
I've done a few nightlife guides through the years, but just like the rest of the world, Rio de Janeiro is constantly changing. It is time to crown the best bars, nightclubs, and party places in Rio de Janeiro right now.
And before anyone gets upset, I'm not including boat parties, no matter how crazy they may get, and none of the street mingles, no matter how many friends you make. This list is for the best places to party and maybe get lucky.
Here we go!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your butts. It's time for a fresh addition to the Swedish Gringo party catalog. Fairly new, reasonably big, all-electronic nightclub The Edge in Centro. This one is for you guys who want to party hard and party late. The Edge is only open during weekends, opens around midnight and doesn't close until 7 in the morning. Music is exactly what you would expect if you're a fan of electronic music. DJs are flown in from all over Brazil, the sound and the decor are awesome, and price is a fraction of what you'd pay in Ibiza. There is only one problem. Since the electronic music scene in Rio is quite limited, you'll find yourself surrounded by a vast majority of men. The VIP area is nice but costly, and puts you pretty far away from the action. If you're a big fan of electronic music, definitely worth a visit. If not, perhaps another place. Alright, before revealing number 9 on the list, I need to point out I've had some of my best Rio moments here. Party area Lapa in Centro is world famous for a reason. But places here are typically very small, and with the last year's increase in tourist druggings, the Lapa party crowd has dwindled. I hate to say it, but the girls have abandoned Lapa. This is the only club in Lapa that made it to the list, La Esquina.
Now this is usually one of my favorite places.
Not only is this one of Lapa's biggest clubs, it's also one of the safer ones. Prices are good and the bartenders handle more drinks than you'd think. Music is played to please everyone. Expect a decent mix of Brazilian funky, reggaeton and international hits. But unfortunately, just like the rest of Lapa, La Esquina suffers from a severe case of other dudes. And the competition here is brutal. To stand any chance to steal a dance from the few outnumbered women, you'd better bring your game, or you will be standing there on your own. I also need to make this clear. Although the beach vibe in Rio de Janeiro is laid back and friendly, you won't see any Miami-style beach bars with music pounding. In Rio, it's all about chilling and diving into conversations, with a little help from this one. Okay, I did not expect this.
Experimenta direito.
This is still best.
Qual é a melhor balada do Rio?
A melhor, Lapa.
Mas Lapa não é uma balada, qual lugar?
Qual o lugar da Lapa? Insensatos.
Insensatos.
Isso.
Tá bom.
Vitrinni.
Barra da Tijuca.
Barra de Tijuca.
You already know me from before?
Yes, I've seen your YouTube videos before in Alaska.
In Alaska?
Yes.
Wow, all the way from Alaska to Rio.
Yes.
And what is your experience in Rio? Which is the best club to go partying in Rio?
Beach.
On the beach.
On the beach.
And then when you go out and party, where do you go?
Leme.
Yeah, I stay
Yes,
in Leme.
também?
See,
Yes.
relaxing but good environment.
Pessoas, bares, bebidas.
All right, I didn't expect that answer. But, be aware, parties in Leme close pretty early. There's still time for the other places.
Tchau, have a good party.
Melhor balada?
Melhor balada do Rio.
Samba eletrônico.
Yeah, I kind of guessed that one.
Alright, moving on to number 8, Bar Barzin in Ipanema. This is a kind of all-in-all venue, restaurant and a very nice mingling area on the first 2 levels, and upstairs, the dance floor. This is as close as you come to a tourist nightclub in Rio. A fair share of the guests are staying in one of the many hostels. It's very likely you'll run into more people speaking Spanish than Portuguese. Entrance to Barzin is about $10 and prices in the bar average. But once again, this place tends to get a bit overrun by guys. If the ratio still hasn't improved by midnight, run for the next place. Barzin is the choice when you don't have the energy to party until 6 in the morning or don't want to waste half of your travel budget. If nothing else, you'll have a good chance of meeting new travel buddies. Want some help with the party? If you want to perfect your social skills, learn to stay safe in Rio, or need a wingman out there in the jungle, check description.
I literally don't have the words to describe how good this week has been.
That's one of the best times in my life.
I've had an amazing experience meeting people, partying, adventuring. If you guys haven't done this yet, just join. What do you wait? Just do it.
You have to check Swedish Gringo.
I couldn't recommend it more.
My heart breaks.
And to know what's going on in Rio de Janeiro on a daily basis, don't forget to follow my Instagram account, Swedish Gringo. Now, number 7, SubStation in Copacabana, a place you can always rely on when you're short on other options. This tiny nightclub right next to Copa's major avenue is open late every day of the week except Tuesdays. Music, a heavy dose of Brazilian funky, topped with a fair share of reggaeton. Coming here to practice your Portuguese will be a challenge. Sound volume is deafening, and most people are from Argentina or Chile. But you will have fun, and competition here is slightly less fierce than the previous places. Another upside, apart from the clubs in Lapa, this is probably the cheapest place in Rio to party until 6 in the morning. Bring a friend or join a group coming here, not because there's any safety risk, but other nationalities in South America tend to stick more to their friends. With some backup, you're more likely to make new acquaintances. This will not be your most crazy night out in Rio, but good enough to leave you with a decent hangover. Next up is an area rising on the party scene, Botafogo, and restaurant/bar/club Canastra Jose is one of the town's best pre-party places. Modest dance floor downstairs, and upstairs you'll find a pretty sweet DJ bar. But the real party rarely breaks loose. Instead, number 6 on the list is the place right next door, the mega bar and kind of nightclub, Bar Bukowski. It's all designed after the life of this crazy man who spent most of his time getting drunk and chasing after women. Bar Bukowski will probably be one of the weirdest nightlife venues you've seen. Nothing makes sense, it takes forever to get a drink and music is totally random. But it is famous for being one of Rio's best hookup spots, especially if you're aiming over 25. And while waiting for things to get moving, get a tattoo or impress the ladies with your card tricks. Bar Bukowski is a place for you guys with social skills above average.
So far kind of quiet, but according to my information, this place gets started somewhere just after midnight.
Unexpectedly, Bar Bukowski also comes with a karaoke room and local talents.
Alright, so far no top ratings for the singing.
That's hopefully the last we'll hear of them. Yeah, I did tell you it's a pretty weird place.
So this is one of the most messed up things I've ever seen in a club. You actually take a leak and wash your hands in the same sink.
Alright guys, you'd better close your eyes now.
No, you're not gonna see it.
But in a way, this layout kind of makes sense.
Not the wildest place so far, but it's still early. It is still early. Cheers, guys.
Where do you come from?
I come from Sweden.
Sweden.
Suecia.
Pleasure.
As the clock strikes midnight, the mingling commences, and it's upstairs the action happens.
Well, the party is starting. Little more happening now.
And it's up here that things get weird for real. Music seems to be someone's random playlist, and the dance floor is designed for discreet hookups.
So dark! So dark!
Bar Bukowski. You will either fall in love with it or leave utterly confused. Yeah, I need a drink to recover from that night.
Hey, what's up, girls?
Which is the best club in Rio de Janeiro?
The best club in Rio de Janeiro is SubStation.
Yeah, for me too. We went to the party and it was
It was just that good. Could it be that you liked that party because there was fewer Brazilians there?
Yeah, of course.
Which is the best place to party in Rio?
Ipanema, full Ipanema. No speak in English.
You just go to a bar in Ipanema and relax.
Yeah, like 7 o'clock to chill out, maybe some taking a beer. That's all for us.
Oi! Qual é a melhor balada do Rio?
Balada?
Aham. Qual é melhor pra você curtir a noite?
Acho que é a Pedra do Sal.
Muita loucura na rua, né?
Eu gosto muito da La Esquina.
La Esquina, Lapa. Se precisar experimentar, La Esquina.
Pode deixar que eu vou conhecer.
the best nightclub is Bosque Bar. No, ¿cómo es? otra vez.
Bosque Bar.
Bosque Bar.
And that's all from us.
Yeah, here's a bomb. Legendary Vitrinni in Barra, Tijuca ends up at number 5 on the list.
It's Vitrinni time!
This ultra-fancy nightclub has been sitting comfortably on the throne for many years, and maybe it became just a little bit too comfortable. Cause things at Vitrinni has changed, and not for the better. I'm sorry, dear friend. What we're seeing right now is how Vitrinni used to be. Pure adrenaline party dressed up in its fanciest party clothes. A wild dance floor and shows that made you wanna move. Sure, it was still expensive to get in, but you knew you were gonna have an awesome time. But the last 2 years, Vitrinni has been all focused around bottle service and VIP tables. A logical step for the poshest bar in town maybe, but what used to be a great dance floor is now chopped up by dozens of tables, effectively killing any attempts to move around. With that said, you can still have a great time at Vitrinni, but you simply need to pay more for much less.
I have no idea what this is.
Getting inside the doors to Vitrinni cost about $25 and it's open Thursday to Sunday. Don't bother arriving early. Music is mostly Brazilian with a heavy dose of funky after 1 a.m. And about those VIP tables, if you choose one of the fancier ones, you'll be placed comfortably on the balcony. Make sure to bring your own party crew as you'll be pretty isolated up there. And it doesn't come cheap. One of the better tables with roughly 4 bottles of booze and 10 bracelets costs about $900. It might also be good to know that a large portion of the female population on the balcony is at work. So if you want to invite someone to your table, perhaps move down to the lower level. Or even better, just bring all your lady friends with you to Vitrinni. In summary, if money is not an issue for you, having fun at Vitrinni will not be a problem. For the rest of us poor souls, other places give more bang for the buck. And remember, you don't have to finish the bottle just because the club is closing. In Brazil, you're allowed to bring any leftover drinks with you home. Okay, we're finally getting to the very best party places in Rio de Janeiro. And number 4 has never appeared on this channel before. Aldeia bar in the Lagoa area has been around for roughly a year and is becoming seriously popular. This place is the perfect compromise for anyone who wants a posh party but don't want to ride all the way to Barra da Tijuca. Or to pay the ridiculous entry for nearby Bosque Bar.
And it doesn't exactly make things worse when I get in for free and get an open bar for 1 hour. Melhor balada do Rio ou não?
Which is the best club in Rio?
Yeah, I think I'd agree it's the edge.
A lot of the edge fans here.
Aldeia Bar is open Thursday to Sunday. You can get in for $12 and the ratio is more than okay. Crowd is young and beautiful and the DJ plays both international hits and Brazilian funky. Another perk with this club is the open area furthest from the stage, which is the perfect place to catch your breath or have a proper conversation. If you haven't checked this place out, I seriously recommend a visit. By the way, did you hear I just bought my dream home in Rio de Janeiro? Watch my previous videos to follow the hunt for the perfect apartment and my life's greatest investment. And if you're considering buying yourself, reach out to me for help. Now it's time for a familiar place. If you still don't recognize Pedra do Sal in the Centro area, you've been watching way too few of my videos. The Monday street parties in Pedra do Sal have grown to gigantic proportions. So popular, this venue now even fills up on Fridays and Saturdays. This is the cheapest party night you'll have in Rio.
Yep, you got it right. It is Pedra do Sal time.
The best way to describe Pedra do Sal is mini festival starting every Monday from 6 p.m.
Here we go. Red for let's go. Always time for another caipirinha.
Simply put, the Pedra do Sal area consists of two separate squares connected by two intersecting streets. Just walking these streets is what more than half of the fun is all about. The different little bars all play different music and you just kinda dance around and chat with people. Pedra do Sal is all about social interaction and experiencing music and dance together. And yeah, hooking up. People will be kissing all around you. Only downside, after 9:30, this place typically gets so crowded it can be hard taking a dance step at all, with thousands of people all crammed together. There is only two reasons not to visit Pedra do Sal on a Monday. Either you're claustrophobic or it's raining. This place does not combine well with rain. Also, be very careful with your belongings as you navigate through the crowds. Although far less risky than Lapa, this is a samba party where some people are more interested in getting inside your pockets than your pants. This is where many foreign tourists finally get over their social anxiety and truly learn what the Brazilian joy is all about. Just watch your drink. You only want alcohol in it. Arrive here before 8 p.m. if you want to get the best out of the live music. Oh man, now we're getting close. And our number 2 is another place that hasn't seen much spotlight.
All in time. All in.
This medium-sized nightclub is open 5 days a week and just happens to be right next door to Vitrinni in Barra da Tijuca. And as Vitrinni has kept growing worse, All-In Lounge has been thriving. Some nights the line to this place is 4 times longer than its fancy neighbors. And the music might surprise you. Although this is a club for the young trendy crowd, the night tend to start with live samba or pagode music. All-In also makes no secret they want their guests to drink, especially the women. Think of this as a more humble, little crazier and way cheaper version of Vitrinni. All-In Lounge is also famous for a high chance to hook up. But just like Vitrinni, party starts late. If you're planning on getting home before 3 a.m., it might not be worth coming at all. Those first 3 hours of live music is just warm-up for what's about to come. The music, pagode, electronic, international hits, reggaeton, you never really know. All I can say, I choose this over Vitrinni any night. But yeah, I kinda had to leave early this time. It's not time for number 1 just yet. There's someone I want you to meet.
Hey, Sabrina!
Sabrina, everyone knows her from all the videos before.
I'm drunk.
Are you drunk?
I'm tired.
It's 3 o'clock and she is drunk.
Yes, I'm back, b****s.
What's the best thing about partying in Rio?
Be in Rio is a party.
Just having the privilege of enjoying the sun, the caipirinhas. When you want to go out and have fun, where do you go?
To bars, drinking Brazilian beers with my friends.
I do know you have been to Bar Barzin though, because I know what happened at Bar Barzin that night.
And also Vitrinni.
Yeah, I took her there as well.
For a girl that never parties, Sabrina parties a lot. Oops, got distracted for a second. Let's end this. It sucks to admit it, but yeah, this is the best nightclub in Rio de Janeiro. Bosque Bar can be ridiculously expensive to enter, but just look at this place.
Party time in Rio, vamos!
Alright, let's get the bad stuff out first. The entrance. Just like a Taylor Swift concert, price to get inside depends on demand. A regular night you might get in for less than $30, while carnival nights can cost over $120 just to get inside the door. This shameless, flexible pricing seriously pisses me off, considering an average Brazilian salary is $700 a month. But the thing with Bosque is this: you pay, you drink to forget what you pay, then you drink some more. And just a little bit more. There we go, all good again. The things a man would do to be surrounded by nearly 1,000 beautiful women.
Caipirinha, caralho! Say caipirinha, please! Caipirinha! Yeah, we all dance! Say 1, 2, 3! Say caipirinha!
Party at Bosque Bar gets started for real after 1 a.m. But since the entrance prices just keep rising, it might be worth arriving before 11. A perfect Bosque night. Expect some local live music, international hits, and then dirty Brazilian funky. Heads up, I've spoken to quite a bunch of disappointed gringos who left before 1 a.m. If they would just have waited 30 minutes longer, people would have been making out all around them. Secret rule of Bosque: when the funky music starts, so does the hooking up. Also, Bosque doesn't really have a VIP area. Instead, you get a tiny table when ordering a bottle, so make sure to place this strategically. Sharing a bottle between 3 friends is often cheaper than buying drinks, and it does bring a tactical advantage. There you have it. Cancel all plans the next morning, cause you're staying at Bosque Bar all night. If you only have 1 day to party hard in Rio, make sure it's this place. Happy hangover. And don't forget to hit me up for some safety training and ground rules before you arrive. It will make your stay smoother and definitely more fun. Also, check description for your copy of my Single Man's Guide to Rio or my Ultimate Rio Travel Guide. And for help with any kind of visa or investing in an apartment, check description or reach out to me with an email. Thanks for watching and be safe.